Hello, my lovely listener, and welcome to Stace Cadet, a cosmic podcast show that taps into astrology and divination to bring forth messages of motivation and guidance for your journey here on planet Earth. I'm your host, Stace Orion, and this new moon in Sagittarius is forecasting adventure ahead because limiting beliefs are no longer welcome here. There's something here about your perspective completely shifting. It's like you're lifting the veil. You're seeing beyond the veil. And your ability to say yes to that is going to manifest in your physical world in a very profound way. Hello. Okay. It feels like there's a lot going on right now energetically, but because we're in this new moon cycle where we are going inward, new moons are like energetic reset points. They're clean slates or a powerful time where you can realign to your intention, to your truth, to go inward to your cave, to clear yourself from outside energies and clarify your desires. It's almost like this new moon is sneaking in and creating profound realizations and epiphanies in your world. It feels like there's a lot going on. There feels like there is a lot going on. Trying to root these realizations into the physical world. It may feel like you're playing with fire, but you're actually stepping into your power. A new moon marks the beginning of a lunar cycle. It's the moment when the sun and the moon align in the same sign and the sky goes dark. Now we're headed into Capricorn season at the time of this recording. It is about to be Capricorn season. And between these two energies, there's a desire to create structure around expansion. I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles in my mind's eye. Jupiter in Capricorn. Change. The one thing you can always count on is change. Everything is always in motion. Everything always vibrates. The principle of vibration. And what I'm seeing is something vibrating so quickly, and the power coming from it, the energy coming from it. It's creating heat, I'm seeing. This is fascinating. This feels like you're in uncharted territory, but also you're being guided by a higher power, and it's really pushing you out of your comfort zone this season, collective. That's what I'm getting. Sagittarius in Capricorn, expansion within structure, discipline within freedom. It's like you're walking a new path and it could be really hard to focus. But that's really the flavor of this energy. Focusing on your pleasure. Yeah. Focusing on your pleasures. And learning how to express what's best. Learning how to align to what's best. Because we're headed into a year that is going to really teach the lesson of acting and resting, moving and stopping, doing and being. And I get the feeling that you have crossed some kind of threshold and you're asking or craving some kind of adventure. You're looking for buried treasure that doesn't exist in a store. You're looking for the kind of relationships that hold more weight than what you've experienced in the past. And you're realizing just because you haven't experienced it yet, just because you haven't manifested certain things in your world yet, doesn't mean that they don't exist, doesn't mean that they aren't for you. Your third eye is way open, and this new moon Sagittarius energy, it's like you can see in the dark. You're tired of blaming. You're tired of focusing your energy on anything but your truth and what it is that really matters. Focusing your attention and energy on those that love you and support you and give you tough love no matter what. Help you believe in the impossible dream. Help you believe that you can expand and elevate to be the best version of yourself, to bring your dreams to life. It's becoming less and less about the material abundance for you, collective, and more about the satisfaction of the experience. Okay, so unfortunately, I got through an entire reading. I got through the rest of the reading, but didn't realize that my phone had cut me off when it did. So I went back and I tried to record it again, and my phone cut me off again. And so now I'm a bit confused. There must be something that I'm mentioning that Spirit doesn't want me to talk about. Can I ask what it is? Okay. The message that got cut off, you weren't ready to hear yet, I guess. Which doesn't make any sense, but you're being asked to slow down. You're being asked to slow down at this time and know that you have broken a major pattern. You've broken a major pattern, a major curse. It could be familiar. It feels familial. And during this new moon cycle, coming into Capricorn season, the winter solstice, the holidays, there's a lot of energies that you could come into contact with that could cause contractions or trigger you. And what I'm getting here with this energy, this new moon energy in Sagittarius and in Capricorn, because there's a lot of Saturnian energy here trying to like restrain the Sagittarius energy, trying to slow you down. And there's a reason for that. It's because of what you're uncovering. It's because of this pattern that you've broken. It's this threshold that you've crossed. You're going to just have to guide me here now, Spirit, because I'm backpedaling. You've come so far, collective. Your ability to remain emotionally stable through turmoil, through expansion, through change, because I don't know if I said it yet, but Jupiter in Capricorn is the Two of Pentacles. And you're learning how to focus on what's best. You're learning how to focus on what's best for you through that expansion. Spirit, please guide me back to the message that's in the highest alignment for the collective at this time. You're just going to have to redirect me, the Chariot. Okay, there's definitely an energy of like resistance, uncomfortable energies, worry, doubt, and fear. Like this is the pattern that you're overcoming. This is the pattern that you've broken. You're no longer operating out of these energies. You're operating out of love. Fear is the absence of love. Love is the absence of fear. And you're ultimately being commended by Spirit at this time for how much work that you've done, how you've kept saying yes to yourself, how you've questioned limiting beliefs, and basically rewritten the devil's story, rewritten the story of your shadow side. Because you have found a community, or you have found the things that really satisfy you, and you're realizing that they're not material things. And not only that, you're realizing how important it is to have what physical, tangible things you do have, how they need to reflect your truth. If it doesn't reflect your truth, if it doesn't fill your cup, it doesn't serve you. It's a distraction. And what I was trying to get into was this idea that because this new moon cycle is coming in at the heart of holiday season, schedules are full, emotions running high, you're going from gathering to gathering, giving gifts, traveling, reflecting on the year and how it's closing out. And there's this essence here of this shadow energy just lurking. But you've done the work. You've done the inner work to face your fears, providing yourself stability, at least emotional, mental stability, whether your physical world reflects that yet or not. You've crossed the threshold. You've broken a pattern where fear, doubt, and worry no longer move you. Love moves you. Curiosity moves you. Aligning to your truth, best action, the things that divinely satisfy you, move you. And rather than focusing on like what's next, what do I do? Spirit's like, slow down and know that you are in an energy coming into this Capricorn season, into this holiday season with this new moon in Sagittarius, that you're giving and receiving energies, energetic exchanges. And you're being guided to exchange energies with those that, push you to think bigger, to speak more honestly, to step into the unknown with you. And because it feels like you've entered into this state where you are completely focused on what's best, you're completely focused on what fills your cup and how you are expressing that anything that is a distraction or doesn't align to that, you can discern now. These limiting beliefs, wherever they're coming from, they're no longer yours. You are no longer operating out of worry, doubt, and fear, because those are resistance to your truth. You realize by aligning to your highest truth opens the floodgates of abundance. And also that pressure makes diamonds, and baby, you're sparkly. You've been sparkly your whole life, but it's like there is something about this cycle having started when you were in childhood. It feels like a mother wound, familial of some sort. I guess I'm not supposed to go into that. Because you're no longer in an energy of blame. You're no longer looking at things from a shadow perspective. You've integrated your shadow, and you know that as the Chariot, Lord of the light and the dark, you need both. You are both the light and the dark. So the shadow is neither bad and the light is neither good nor bad. They are what they are. And now you know how to navigate it. You know how to navigate lower vibrational frequencies. You know how to navigate distractions. You know how to navigate pressure or uncomfortable situations. You do that by breathing. These are all the cards that came out, so I'm trying to piece this all together. Breathing repairs your physical and energetic body, calming the nervous system so that you can get present and realign to what's best. You see how the Page of Wands has a bigger wand and the Chariot has like a travel-sized wand? Maybe you need to bring your wand with you when you travel this holiday season, or maybe just remember that every time you overcome suffering, miracles occur. So if you're going into an uncomfortable situation, something that you feel obligated to do, something that brings emotional contrast, as holidays in traditional settings can trigger. Let this lunation help you reframe any stress as growth. Let it reframe any obligation as opportunity, because you can do that now. You have matured to the nth degree, collective. I mean, that's really what this is. You have matured an incredible amount. Pressure makes diamonds, and baby, you're sparkly. And you can manage this. And you can manage it because you know that you are entering into a whole new phase in your journey. It's interesting because the original message was so I was in the flow. I was in the flow and I was feeling it and talking like you're going on an adventure. I was talking about where it is you're going and what it is you're experiencing, but Spirit slowed my ass down, stopped me, cut me off twice. And part of that was because keep this as a secret. We're in a new moon cycle and we're letting the seeds germinate and take root. All that you need to know right now at this point is that you have the ability to face your fears, and because of it, you're entering into a whole new cycle, a whole new leg of your journey. You're going on an adventure. And all you are being guided to do at this time for the rest of the year is to know that you shine bright and have the attitude of gratitude. Because there's a deep honoring here by Spirit. See, again, Saturnian energy, the Father, God the Father. I think Spirit really wants to commend you. Not only are you being guided to have an attitude of gratitude, but Spirit's source is reflecting this down on you, 1444 on my timer. You are being commended for the work that you've done. You're being commended for going after the long term and not rushing into immediate rewards or going after the convenient. I'm hearing quick fixes. It's your discernment, collective. You have entered into a time of your life where your discernment is so sharp that you question limiting beliefs, you rewrite the stories that no longer serve you, you point your magic wand at the things that satisfy you completely, and if they don't, then they have no place in your life. Being a role model for yourself, saying yes to experiences that stretch you beyond your comfort zone, showing up for yourself, showing up for others in ways that you could never do before, pouring back and sharing wisdom, support, and inspiration, new ideas that you did not have before. And rather than trying to push ahead and figuring out where you're going and trying to like make sense of all of this. Now is just a time to appreciate, to express yourself, and to know that you are so deeply honored and protected and loved by the universe, by Mother Earth and Father God. Like proud parents, you, the child, their creation, not being claimed by any human, not being claimed by any family physically here on earth, but being claimed by Mother Earth and Father God. Because not only do they see your every move, not only do they see every tear shed, but just like gravity pulling us towards the earth, the mother holds us close. In this new moon cycle, she holds us close in the darkness, in the unknown, so that we can shine bright and expand and continue to grow. It's almost like, if it feels like you've come to a place where you no longer judge. You no longer judge yourself. You no longer judge others. And that it has given you the freedom and the ability to discern like crazy. You're really focused on what matters, collective, and I just get that can be really difficult for some people to comprehend. It's almost like, this perspective of, well, all of this awfulness in the world, this cruelty, disaster, chaos, wreaking havoc on the mind. How can a loving God be so evil and so awful? And here we have Capricorn and Saturnian energy. No judgment. The dark is no different than the light. It's just different ends of the spectrum. Love and hate are on the same spectrum. It's what you focus on that expands and grows. And when you focus on the disasters and the chaos of the world, people not taking accountability, people oppressing, people thinking that they know best, trying to control nature. That's not how this works. The reason why you do the inner work, the reason why you do shadow work is so that you can find your buried treasure. You can understand yourself and not be swayed by external energies. And that is the gift of Capricorn, Saturnian energy. I'm seeing the 5 of Pentacles in my mind's eye. Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn. Slowing the mind down so that you don't hurt yourself more. Slowing you down so you don't cause more damage, because God the Most High knows that you're a fragile vessel, knows that your mind is fragile, and puts these systems in place for you energetically so that you learn and don't get hurt more than you already have. Need be in order to learn your lesson, or to move you from that energy and out of suffering into the light. We can't know life without death. We can't know death without life. And you have just come to this beautiful space, this new life, this new and most authentic version of yourself, the most enlightened version of yourself that can be grateful for the lessons learned, grateful for everything that your shadow taught you. Because you're able to discern what is yours and what isn't. And your shadow side no longer runs the show. Fear, doubt, and worry no longer rule you. You are balanced and you are being celebrated by the Most High. Just because others have a skewed viewpoint of the universal laws of nature, of what love is, doesn't mean that you take that on. It doesn't mean that you let it sway you anymore. You're really opening up your heart. You're really opening up your perspective. And there's just this energy of like, you know, you could do something perfect and no one will ever see it or know it, but God will. You could record an entire dope ass message and have to struggle through another one in order to try to make it shake. And no one will really ever understand how frustrating it is when you're a perfectionist to do something what you deem as perfect and not being able to show that. But God sees it. And not only that, God will stop you from saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, hurting yourself more than is necessary. You don't need to have all the answers at this time. What you need to do is celebrate yourself and have gratitude for the beautiful people in your life, for the beautiful resources and the food and the shelter in your life. Simply be willing to believe that what you are attracting to you, what you're calling into yourself, into your world, into this new life, is more than you've ever previously allowed. You cannot receive what you cannot accept. And this new moon cycle in Sagittarius is reminding you about this energetic exchange, and consider focusing on expansion rather than perfection. Because when you can do that, when you aren't focused on being perfect, then you're not projecting that onto other people, right? And when they're not perfect and disappoint you, and then it's a whole cycle, that's what it feels like. It feels like a cycle of perfectionism or a cycle of being misunderstood. You understand yourself now, collective, and you're stable, and you're able to focus on your family and the experiences that expand you while also stabilizing you in your confidence and growing that confidence. You may have suffered a lot of wounds this year, collective, but again, like the phoenix rising, you don't know your strength until it's tested, and that's what Saturn is all about. It's a pusher, it's methodical, it gets stuff done. And I'm just seeing you have so much to look forward to in this upcoming year in 2026. It's like you're really going to bear all. You're really going to show your true self. You're going to speak your truth because of the people in your life. I'm seeing specifically 3 people in your life, 3 feminines. That came up as a synchronicity earlier. That support you and reflect that inner confidence, reflect that fire and that drive to be the best role model for yourself and for others, to be a leader, to be a visionary, to be on guard, to do what's best and not to oppress or attack or be cruel or judge. but rather look fear in the eye and know that whatever comes at you is just going to make you stronger. Contraction, suffering, fear, doubt, and worry are all resistance to your truth. And so if you're slowed down by that, take heed, have a little faith, and come back to your whys. Trust in your intuition. Trust in the things that you are curious about. Look, reflecting the inner child as an adult now, I get that you have become the version of yourself that your inner child always dreamed you would be. Allow yourself to grow in this new and expansive way, one intentional step at a time. You don't have to rush into this. It's the new moon. You shouldn't be rushing into anything other than some comfy clothes and some good company. So definitely take some time to celebrate yourself, collective. Celebrate all that you've accomplished. Remember how adaptable you are, how brilliant you are, and that it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to reconnect and to receive the love of others, even if it is imperfect. And hold your boundaries. You don't have to fight anymore, collective. You've tamed your ego. You've tamed your shadow side. You put a wreath around that beast. And not only has it brought you limitless strength, but it has aligned you to the universe in the flow. I think that's what we're really celebrating here, is that you're in the flow, collective, the Fool. And your higher self is going to guide you through this new phase. And you don't need to worry about what anybody says. In fact, you're being guided to hold a lot of your experience close to your chest. Be careful what you share with people, especially if they tend to trigger you. Because you've broken a major cycle, a major toxic pattern that I believe was brought about by family. As a child, your caretakers cast a shadow on you, intentionally or unintentionally. But as a result, you have learned how to balance out your head and your heart. You've learned how to play this life like a game. It's like I'm seeing the joystick, right? The magic wand is the joystick. You know how to play this game. You know how to point the joystick at the things that you want, the places that you want to go, and the treasure that you want to collect. You understand, you've crossed a threshold and you understand how this matrix works. You understand how to make your imagination real and how to call things into you. And that is by starting from a place of gratitude. And those whose shadow side is too dark for them to see have a hard time respecting authority, their own inner authority, their own inner light. But you, dear collective, you're being honored. Your work is commendable. Justice for you. Walking in full faith and no longer being swayed about by karmic choices or outside external energies that wish to take you down. Know that over this holiday season, you can always talk to your angel. Sagittarius is the Temperance card. Archangel Michael, King of Swords here. You can always call in your angels. Invite us in. We want to talk to you. You're at a major turning point, collective. Now is the time to celebrate and be present and to fill your cup in ways that matter to you most, that satisfy you the most. But remember that Spirit is honoring you, honoring the work that you've done, wanting you to know that you are being guided every step of the way. Your soul knows where you're going. And even when it gets uncomfortable now, come back to yourself again and again and again. Let this Sagittarius new moon be a compass rather than a map. If you don't have all the answers right, you don't need to have all the answers. You simply need to be willing to receive. Allow yourself to receive the support and the inspiration and these new ideas without guilt. Because your magic is the real deal and you are opening up to it. You have aligned to it. And you now know how to play this game of chess. How to level up in a way that is in the highest good of all. Or at least you've got the attitude of gratitude that you are figuring it out. Justice is here for you now. Abundance is here for you now. The ability to express your truth and to stand your ground and to hold your boundaries is here for you now. Remain optimistic and remain grateful. Because this new life and what you have coming to you in 2026 is so, so good. I'm going to extend this reading into an energetic reading and perhaps a channeled reading, and to kind of try to dive into recap what I may have missed. But keep going after your long-term goals. Keep questioning limiting beliefs. Keep rewriting your narrative again and again and again until it satisfies you. Until you feel like you are headed in the right direction. Let this new moon be your compass. Continue saying yes to yourself. Continue saying yes to experiences that stretch you beyond your comfort zone. And know that all of that is cultivating this new beginning where you have become a master of the matrix. You can look fear, doubt, and worry directly in the eye. And rather than judge it, know it is resistance to your truth and neutralize it. Continue to come back to gratitude. Continue to level up. Continue to strengthen your gifts and your skills. And continue to apply them to your world to assist you, your family, and your community through ways that are meaningful and satisfying and bring about the best outcomes for the highest good of all. Those are all the messages I have for you today, collective. Join us next year in 2026 for the full moon in Cancer. Something profound. I did get this in the last reading. Something profound is going to happen between now and that full moon in Cancer. A lot is going on. A lot is shifting at this time. Remember that your magic is the real deal and to stay focused on your joys, your pleasures, and your peace. Thank you so much for listening. If these messages resonated, click the like, subscribe, and bell icon to be notified every time I post. And please, until next year, take care of yourself, keep going, and I will see you on the other side.